Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermit Cave. Today we got a super excited episode, or I got a super excited episode planned. Very excited. We're gonna get to some building today. I've done a few things here since last episode. One of the things is that I moved away our infusion room and I put it over here instead. It looks pretty sad, but there's a good reason for that. I'm gonna need this area and I'm gonna need it badly. I got such a cool idea for what I want to build today. But to start off the episode, we're gonna do something a little bit technical here that I'm not really sure how to do, but we're gonna figure it out. Last episode, we crafted up a bunch of armors that we don't really need. One of those was the gem armor, and this gave me an idea. So we're running around with this cosmic armor, which is just overpowered. One issue that I'm having with this armor is that you're so dang quick when you fly around, and when you fly around in creative flight, and this makes it really hard to like build something or like precisionally. You can see how quickly my character is moving around. So I got an idea of trying to, I want to make a machine basically, which will, we click a button and we switch between two sets. This would be our battle set when we go and fight the Chaos Guardian or fight mobs. Or explore, because it's great for exploring with the speed that we're having. But then I want another set that gives us the optimal solution for building. So we would want creative flight, but we don't want this stupidly quick thing. And also it doesn't matter if the armor is not great. In addition, I would love to have night vision on that armor, because when you dig out a new room, yeah, it feels very vanilla to have to torch spam it to be able to see anything. So that's going to be the goal. Now, I first thought about this gem armor that we made, because it has night vision in the helmet. The problem with this armor is it's not as quick when you fly around. It's actually kind of nice when you fly around, but like walking and jumping, look at this jumping, what the heck? It's just very weird. So I don't know if I like this either. There is the dark helmet from Ender.io, which we can make into a helmet that has night vision. This is usually what I do when I play modded, when I don't have like OP armor like this. So maybe I will just, I want to see, oh, I don't even have an anvil. I want to see how, if we can do this maybe. So if you take this helmet and then you enchant it with potion of night vision, it gets the night vision effect, and then you can also add power to it by adding a vibrant crystal, and I think we can upgrade that by adding a basic capacitors the next tier. Here we go. Yes, okay. I don't have to charge it to get the night vision. That's great. Yeah, that's really good. Now, obviously, I don't want to have this on all the time, just when I'm like building a new project, because with this on, as you can see, the whole lighting and everything goes away and everything gets kind of boring. But that would be an ideal helmet for my second set. The only problem with if I'm going to use the dark helmet is that we're going to need the angel ring again from extra utilities, which isn't really a problem, but it's just, yeah, feels a little bit weird. Now, I'm doing this whole thing because I don't want the speed, right? But I don't want to be super slow either. I want something in between. So I'm going to try and craft these bad boys up. And then to get speed on them, we probably need to empower them first. In order to unlock it, I think we need to do one vibrant thing on it, which is different from the helmet. So yeah, if I do that, now it says speed, potion of swiftness. Okay, cool. So that's just sugar. And I'll craft up that potion. Why doesn't that work? That's potion of swiftness. It says potion of swiftness plus 4 levels. I have 22 levels. Let's try that. Okay, that works. Yeah, that gives me speed. Nice. So let's try out how we like this. Do I need to enable them? Yeah, I can't really feel any difference, to be honest. If it needs to be powered, I'm not liking it, because then I need to constantly recharge it. You know what? This feels like a pretty good speed, though. I'm kind of happy with that. And the trade-off from not using the vibrant armor is again to not have the night vision, and I think that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm going with this, guys. I think I'm going with this. Plus, we look really cool. And you know what this allows us to do? We gotta make something called a painting machine. For those of you new to modded, you will like this. The painting machine from RF or from Ender.io. We're gonna need a capacitor. Just any capacitor will do. This lets you paint blocks into other things. So you can paint, for example, glowstone blocks to look like cobblestone and stuff like that. It's really cool. We're going to use it for something else though. Let's grab some slime. This is a classic thing I do. Power this bad boy. Boop. And what we can do is we can paint this helmet, right, into a slime block. And it's actually going to become a slime block. And I usually do this because I think it's so cool. So now when we put this on our helmet or on our head, we're a Bumbo inside an scallion block. Some people call it a pickle jar. It's not a pickle jar, okay? It's clearly an scallion blockhead. Love that. Okay, so now when we have our second set armor, that took longer than I expected, we're gonna need a system which allows us to press a button and give us the angel ring and these two things. Or switch between these four and these three, basically. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to try and make this super fancy by grabbing a player interface from random things. I haven't done one of these in a very long time. So it may be a little bit derp moments here. But basically, this thing allows you to access your inventory from another chest or another inventory. And this is your offhand right there. This is your inventory. This is your armor or equipment. And I don't know what's underneath this thing. Oh, that's actually your sword. So I guess your first spot maybe? I'm not sure. So to do this, to demonstrate this, I think we can pull items off of us through this side of this block. So if I have an item block like that, and then put a servo here, boop. And we're gonna set this to be controlled by redstone for now. And then we have a lever. If I pull this lever, I should get stripped down. Like my leggings and my helmet should go into that chest. In theory, yes. Okay, I got stripped down. And the stuff is in there. Sweet. And we can equally equip ourselves with the stuff. So to check that, we'll just put the servo there. And pull the lever. Nice. Yes. Okay, that works. That works. So what happens then if I have stuff on me already and we do this? I will be equipped with the stuff that I can be equipped with and the rest will stay in the chest. Okay, that's interesting. So we want a system that does the equipment, first the strippage and then the equipping. And we also need a secondary thing which sends and receives the angel ring. I wonder if we could use that password thing. I really like this thing, but it seems very buggy. Do you guys remember this? Basically what it is we set a password here, for example, swap, right? And switch between on and off. Pulse mode is what we would want. So now when I type swap in chat, that gives a redstone pulse. So that could be how we swap it. But yeah, these have been buggy for me, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm testing to set something up here. I'm gonna go with the password trigger and hopefully we can get that to work. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna have one that pulls off and one that puts on. And I'm only doing the armor to begin with, and I'll add the angel ring afterwards. And so our input is here. That goes into something called a sequencer. These things are so cool from RF Tools. It's basically a little chipset where you can control a redstone signal. So if I were to do this, it looks more advanced than it is, by the way. If I were to do this, we would get a redstone signal that would blink quickly because it would go on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, and then off, 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 and end on, off. And I'm using it here to take a very quick signal from the swap command and put it into something that lasts longer, as you can see right there. Now from here, we need to wait for this thing to have pulled everything off of us until this thing triggers. I'm gonna just add another sequencer here and say whenever this gets a signal, it's gonna be off to begin with, and then after a while we're gonna send a steady signal, which would then in this case equip us with the stuff. And we probably need to have a longer signal than that, I would think. Okay, time for a test here. Let's see if this works now. Swap. It takes the stuff off and that goes on. Beautiful. Puts my stuff on and now this should run. Yeah, it ran. Nice! That actually worked out really well. Okay, let's just see so that it did. De-equip the stuff. Nice. And it's kind of slow to get the whole thing completed, but it's quick to do the essentials, and this step here takes a little bit of time, and I'll explain in a second why. But look at that line there, and that's what triggers it to move the items. And that's actually just a tiny bit short, that signal, by the looks of things. It needs to be a little bit longer, which is why sequencers are so dang powerful. Let's just do that, and then what I'm gonna do here to avoid waiting is just equip myself with this set and put this set in here. Okay, now we try this again. Swap. So that's all working good. Hopefully I'm not confusing you guys, by the way. Yeah, I'm equipped with the new stuff, and now pay attention to that redstone there. The torch goes off, and then this happens a little bit later. And this time it moved all 3 items. Nice! So just lengthening that a little bit. So what I've done here is we have our 2 sequencers. These are just to delay the signal. This first sequencer will take this and extend it. So this will extend the signal from being a super quick little pulse into being a longer pulse, right? That sends the signal here, which pulls the armor off of me, step 1. It also sends the signal here, and these 2 are basically like, think of these as like 16 repeaters in vanilla Minecraft. Just condensed in a smaller space, so it's off, and then it goes on. And I needed it to be longer than one of these, because otherwise these things would happen at the same time. Then that powers this thing, which equips us with the gear in this chest, right? It also brings the signal down here to this torch. This torch is powered by default here, but it will get unpowered. And then once this sequence is all done, it will power the torch again, triggering this sequencer, which runs only once as a setting here. Would be the same with a repeater. And this has a delay, and then it extends the signal just long enough to do 3 items by the looks of things, which is perfect. So this is actually a completed system. It's exactly what I wanted. Took me a little bit longer to make than I thought it would, but that's perfect. So now I have night vision possibility in my build armor set, and it looks, I look freaking sweet, of course. I can fly, I'm not super speedy, and then from wherever I am in the world, if I need to go exploring or fight or whatever, it will swap my armor. And yeah, because we're keeping the chest plate on, we don't actually have to worry about falling out of the sky. And yeah, now we're in battle mode. Alright, so with our super awesome armor swapper done, we can finally get to some building now that we can move around without flying around in 150 miles an hour. And I'm super excited about this. Now, here's the thing, my dudes. We are, as you know, going to work towards automating every single generator in extra utilities. And some of these are really tricky, like a potion generator. I don't know if it's going to be tricky. It requires us to automate potions. Nether Star is simple. Just kill wither or create nether stars through EMC. Some of the things we can do that with. Same with TNT. Pink, we need to generate some pink stuff. Long story short, we need space to create all the things that are required. That's why I cleaned out the draconic infusion room and moved it over there, because this here feels like a good spot to put down a mega build, or at least a fairly large build. And what we're gonna do here, this is gonna be a little bit scary, but I'm gonna try and use my hammer in my base, and hopefully I don't mess anything up. There is the nutrient farm over on this side, and yeah, let's just see what happens if I dig this out. Oh wow, okay. Did we actually make it? Let's have a look at this. It should say only... no, this one. No. Why is it giving us like copper ore, ear of corn, slime ball, clay? That must be in the other dimension. The one that I dig out here should only be... Oh, I guess it... Yeah, it did mess up this thing a little bit. So is there seared brick in one of these? Seared bricks is in this. Okay. Oh no, you know what it is? It actually, I must have had one in my... Yeah, I must have had one in my inventory. And this seems to have caught like everything it continued to fill the one that I had in my inventory. That's what happened. Okay, so that makes sense because I used this in the mining dimension here just to see the radius of. Okay, so back to this. I wanted to use the hammer instead of the builder just because of the laughs, but it looks like it actually worked out. This is intact. That's just on the border there. The smeltery took a little bit of damage, but I'm not too worried about that. We don't really need this here anymore, and I can always move it a little bit. But what I want to create, and I've got super inspired by to do this by actually on Hermitcraft. I've seen what Cubfan has been building, in case you're watching my vanilla series, and maybe you're even watching Cubfan series. Him and Scar has built the Concorp, and they've used a lot of bricks, and they built like a super cool looking factory, and that got me really inspired to try and build a mega, kind of like we did with the barn, I guess, but instead of a barn we would try and make like a factory looking thing, but not an Iskall old school Iskall factory that you guys may have seen me done 1,000 times, but instead a brick factory using some bricks and maybe even terracotta. Is it called terracotta in this version of Minecraft? Yes, it is. Okay. Maybe even some terracotta. Unfortunately, we don't have the new granite texture, which is fantastic. But we do have chisel. They used to be so cool bricks when you chisel them, but they are gone since then. But yeah, there are some very cool cool brick tech. No way. No way. No, dude. Did I just... No. Did I just do that? Oh. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness, I ruined our base, dudes. I just ruined the beautiful ceiling that took me ages to do. all of our storage stuff is gone. Uh-oh. Okay, so everything, wow, that was absolutely not planned, obviously. Oh, this is a nightmare. I can't believe I did that. Everything is obviously stored in these matter clusters, which I guess are gonna despawn. And I don't even have like a chest or anything. I gotta improvise here. All of our items are fine inside here, but because, well, because we had so many drawers, a lot of these will be containing thousands and maybe even millions of like iron. Yeah, like that, for example, that I accidentally popped there. Coal and gold. Oh, this is an absolute nightmare. I can't believe this. This may actually be a lot worse than what I think. The ideal thing that I should do is to try and get that up and running, but I only have like 2 more minutes to clean this up. Does this have a big storage unit? My refined storage thing? Yeah, it has 1,000,001. Okay. So maybe if I try and move this guy over quickly, as quick as I possibly can. Okay, and then I'll just start doing this. Oh, I have no idea how I'm gonna salvage this situation. This is by far, what you're witnessing right now, dudes, is by far the worst derp I've ever made playing modded Minecraft. And there are a lot of opportunities for derpage in this game. Oh, this sucks so much. Now, one of the big issues here is that I need my EMC tablet. And I don't think, well, I may have had a backup one, but it would have been in this system. So, yeah. Alright, so I've managed to salvage my transmutation table, which obviously saves the stuff that I put into it. Don't think I have my disk drive yet, but I've managed to salvage some disks already, and one of them is a full disk and one of them is almost full. I think those were the only 2 that had items on them. It just sucks that... I mean, this whole scenario sucks, but it sucks that I've changed my position of my disk drive to be in the display here that I had. And I'm saying had because I don't know if I'm gonna rebuild this thing. This was a horrible thing that happened. Oh, man. Okay, here's our storage system without the drawers. So that's all that's in the refined storage system. And I don't know if I want to put my drawers back up or if I should just keep it like this. And again, like, I'm not worried about not having enough size, because we do have a massive amount of storage space. I'm just worried that the system won't handle it and will start deleting items or whatever you guys have been saying. Because what I could do essentially, actually I need this thing in here. What I could do essentially is just put all my other stuff. Oh, what am I doing? I'm so freaking shaky right now after I did this. What I could do is just put all the ores and these things. Like, I could just take all of these out and just put them in the EMC here. One negative thing with doing that is that auto crafting is no longer going to be possible if we don't have all the resources in here. So I haven't quite decided yet. Alright guys, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know the last thing that I recorded of this, because it was a while ago. I had to take a little bit of a break. I did not rage quit though. I handled the situation pretty well, but as you can see, I have been salvaging most of the damage when it comes to the storage point of view. So I put all of the mega storage things back into compacting drawers, and yeah, I mean, you're just gonna laugh at a mistake like that. No need to get angry. To be fair, it didn't take me too long to recreate that part. Now, I am a little bit worried because there are a few like cables and things that aren't connected, and I'm sure a few systems that were hiding behind here are broken. Some of the machines are gone, or all of the machines are gone. I was figuring that maybe I'll just put them back whenever I get to a point where I'm like, oh, I'm missing a smelter here. I need a smelter, you know, that kind of style. And for now, I'm just gonna sort of plug this up, I think, because a lot of the machines that we had here aren't really something I use anymore anyway, because of the table, because of the transmutation table. So yeah, I think that's fair enough. The one big thing that really bothers me is, of course, my terraformed roof that I had going on here. It was something that I thought looked really good, and I know that I spent hours on making it the first time. I didn't have flight that time, so it would probably go a little bit quicker to recreate it. But yeah, I'm not going to bother with it right now. Unfortunately, I rebuilt the Hermit machine as well, and I also emptied all the transmutation tablets. So I borrowed this thing over here, right? And I refilled everything, so everything is back to order, and that feels good. That feels really good. I think I broke some of the watches here as well, so I may have to put those back up. But this has taken most of my day to do now, and I had a big plan for this episode that I was going to get a lot further with. I did want to start it, so in order to take my mind off this, I actually started building over here. This was the whole excavation thing we did, and so far I have, with night vision, dug out the room a little bit more, and I started putting up a lot of bricks, and I'm mixing the bricks with basically vanilla toned stone. It's of course the chiseled cobblestone bricks, but you can do this in vanilla just using bricks. And my idea here is for us to create a factory. I think I said that earlier. I'm so confused in this episode. I do apologize. But yeah, my idea is to create a factory, rugged old school factory look, not an Iskall factory, because I built it so many times and you guys are probably tired of it if you've been watching my modded series in the past. It's my favorite thing to build. It's like a high-tech factory, but this is going to be more of like a vanilla styled factory, and it's inspired by Cubfan and Scar's Concorp base on the Hermitcraft server, which I think looks absolutely amazing. By the way, if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. And one thing that they do so well in that build is, of course, that it's vanilla, and they're managing to get this really cool pattern of blocks and stuff using vanilla blocks. And one issue that I have when I play modded Minecraft and building is that there are so many options. There's so many options. I mean, if we want to build like rustic pipes in modded, there are rusted pipe material. This thing here, one of my favorite blocks, and that would look great in this build. But I'm gonna try and stay away from non-modded or from modded, like super modded blocks as much as possible. I will use the chisel variations and try and create something that looks kind of like, you know, the school, the shoe factory in Jumanji, the first Jumanji 1995. if you've seen that movie, something that looks a little bit like that factory-wise, I think could look really cool. And then the plan with this build is to put the different automation items not in the wall, but hopefully like in a space of their own, sitting next to each other and looking different. And I think it could look really cool. I haven't determined the length of this because I probably need to extend it as we add machines, or I'm sure I have to. So I'm just going to leave it like that on that wall at the moment. Building is going well, guys, but here comes my Iskal dilemma. I'm trying to build something without using too much modded stuff. But there is one block that is just so gorgeous, which we don't have a similar color to in vanilla. And that's this block here, the concrete from Immersive Engineering. I love this block. And as a floor block, I kind of want to test it out. But check out what I got so far. I have mixed up the walls. I'm using granite. Unfortunately, the new beautiful granite texture isn't in this, as it's, you know, not even in the new Minecraft yet. But I've been using the trodded version of it, and I think that looks really good with the old bricks. We have to remember that this is the old brick texture, and if you look at the new brick texture, it's so much better. This brick texture is kind of garbage, but I feel like I'm making it work anyway. And yeah, I got some cool features in the center. I think the ceiling is coming off good. Started adding lights up here just so I can play with lighting a bit. I think it's a little bit too strong lighting though, to be honest. I'd like it to be a little bit less up there and more down here. So not sure what I want to do, but I feel like the height of the place is really good. And the idea here would be that one machine would be here, and then we'd have a 9 wide section for each machine, creating the different things we need to create, which again, everything that we're doing here is to be able to do this. And so we don't need all of these. Some of these we can run with coal. Some of these we already have generating stuff for. But for example, ice, enchanted stuff, the TNT making. Yeah, some of those needs a spot. So that's what we're putting here, just to bring you back to speed on that. But I wanted to try this concrete block, and I'm not sure if I want to go with it. I know that it's beautiful, but I also know that it is modded. You can't really try and copy this in vanilla. There isn't a block that is close enough to... Oh, but it's so good though. Alright guys, despite everything that happened today, all the mishaps and derps, I'm feeling really good at the moment. Look at this place! It's really coming together, isn't it? I think, maybe apart from the lighting placement at the moment, because it may be a little bit too much, but I really love this build style. I really think that this looks mad and like epic, and yeah, everything that I wanted. And I gotta give a good or a big shout out and credit to my main man, Mr. Cub Fan, for giving me the inspiration for this, because I really never matched gray and brick, and I can't believe that I haven't, but it works so well together. And I'm really happy that I kind of stayed vanilla-esque, as we've done with the entire base here in Hermit Cave. He says flying out to crystals and weird machines and stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of happy that I did, because it is fun to build vanilla-esque. It's a lot easier in a way to build vanilla-esque, because you don't have to think about all the super modded blocks and stuff that's available to you. And yeah, it just looks really good. But unfortunately, guys, we are out of video time for today because of the mishaps. And so this is as far as we are getting today. But next episode, we will start to try and automate these things and also continue building that thing a little bit. Let me know. I'm going to hover these quickly. I'm kind of curious to see which one or what ones should I start with out of these. It's going to be very interesting. Now, like I said earlier, some of these are just coal based, like these are coal based. But yeah, there are quite a few that we have to automate. So do let me know what you think down below in the comments. Would be really interesting to see where we start. But that's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the love and support in Hermit Cave. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you do, consider subscribing, and I will see you dudes in the next episode.